here together again tonight. Leil Tisha B'Av. And we know there's an ancient minhag in Klal Yisrael, brought down in the Tamim and Hagim, that on Motzei Tisha B'Av, a community would gather and they would bury the kinnis. And of course, the idea of burying the kinnis represents just the greatest goal and desire and aspiration that there won't be another Tisha B'Av. And we know it, that feeling of elation on Motzei Tisha B'Av. There's a happiness, there's a simcha. It's not simply because we get to sit down and eat. It's not simply because we even just feel the simcha of Shabbos Nachmu already. Because there's a part in my soul, there's a part in my heart that believes this was the last year. Rabbi Price, Zichron Livracha, for this reason was makbid. Although people offered to donate the hardcover art scroll kinnis, a number of them, to the shul, Rabbi Price, Zichron Livracha, repeatedly refused the donation, as he felt that it would have been a lack of emunah for a shul to have shelves full of hardcover kinnis. What kind of shul invests in kinnis? What kind of shul plans that next year the Beis HaMikdash still won't be rebuilt? And so we come here tonight and the truth is, it's with a profound sense of heartbreak. And not simply because of all of the losses we are going to mourn, to reflect, and to remember over this next day. But there's a profound sense of sadness because I can't believe, once again, we sit here on the ground, a people with so much, but yet still without that thing that matters most. Still without our Beis HaMikdash. Still without Moshiach. And of course, our pain is doubled this year because of what we see happening in Eretz Yisrael. Because the divides and the fissures in Jewish society have become so exposed. And it hurts. And it's painful. And no matter who's right and who's wrong, it just hurts to be here again on another Tisha B'Av. But, as the Gemara says, Ragloi debar inish in an arbon bay. Person's feet are his guarantors. The makom de misbakish shama mavilin also. Wherever you are wanted and wherever you are needed, that's where your feet bring you. So if we're here tonight, at least we have the great Zchus Baruch Hashem to be all of us together. This is obviously where HaKadosh Baruch Hu for now wants us to be. So what's our avodah? What are we supposed to accomplish together over the next day? And of course, the simple answer. It's a simple answer that's not simple. But the simple answer is to allow ourselves to experience the collective pain of 2,000 years of heartbreak, loss, and suffering. The Jew has become the master of compartmentalization. I can't wear my pain on my sleeve every single day because if I would do that, I'd be immobilized. So I push it to the recesses of my mind. I push it to the recesses of my heart. But one day the halacha tells me that I have to wear it on my sleeve. One day the halacha tells me to lose myself in the pain of my people. To lose myself in the collective loss of my beloved nation. To lose myself in the stories of individuals and the stories of the people. That's Tisha B'Av. Just to allow yourself to feel. We spend so much time in life trying to numb emotions, trying to shelve emotions, trying not to feel. The entire avoda of Tisha B'Av is just to feel the pain of your people. Just for one day. But there's an additional avoda as well. There's an incredible mashal of the Dubna Magid. Dubna Magid tells a story of a father who had a son. Father, like every father, loved his son very much. And the boy one time was playing and he fell. A significant fall. He hit his head. Father rushes him to the doctor. And the doctor says, look, he's going to be okay. But whatever you do, you can't let your son fall asleep. Can't fall asleep. He's got to stay awake. He's got to stay conscious. The little boy is so lethargic. The little boy is so tired. So at first, the father just moves him a little bit. Just nudges him. And the son wakes up. But then the son gets used to the nudging. The father realizes he has to do something more. So he takes away the pillow from underneath the boy's head. The boy is very agitated, so he stays awake. But then he adapts to that as well. So the father really has to start pushing his son. Keeps the boy up for a little bit, but then the boy gets used to that. So finally the father has no choice. But he has to give his son a slap. And the boy is so startled by the slap. I'm your child. Why would you do that to me? And of course the father, holding back his tears, tries to explain to his beautiful little son, I just have to keep you awake. And the only way for me to keep you awake sometimes when you get used to everything else is the slap. The Dubna Magid says that this is how we relate to Tisha B'Av. That we remember the patches. And we remember, Rahman al-Islam, the slaps. And we remember the difficulties and the tragedies. And the Magid says that our entire avoda is to remember that all of this pain was visited upon us by a Father who loves us. A Father who cares for us. A Father whose goal is never to harm and to hurt, but somehow, some way, to keep us awake. Dear friends, I don't know if the Magid is correct or not correct. I don't know how to view everything that we have undergone as a people over the last 2,000 years. And the truth is, that's not our avoda to understand the ways of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But what we can use from the Magid's beautiful mashal is that Tisha B'Av is a day to awaken ourselves. Because so much of life is just about staying awake. So much of life is just about being conscious. So much of life is just about being aware about where we've been and where we want to get to. What's going right and what's going wrong. Tisha B'Av is a day to wake ourselves up. Tisha B'Av is a day for introspection. Tisha B'Av is a day for contemplation. I know it sounds strange that on a day that you can't eat, on a day that you can't drink, on a day that you can't start your day with your coffee, the avodah is to stay awake. Dear friends, that's exactly the avodah of today. Tisha B'Av is the patch. Tisha B'Av is the nudge to keep the sun awake. We have to awaken ourselves to what we want to accomplish as a people, to what we want to accomplish as individuals. Tisha B'Av is a day for us to work on avas chinam, to work on loving each other. And a person will say to themselves, really, the avodah is to work on loving each other? We're not even allowed to greet each other. We're not even allowed to say hello. We're not even allowed to socially interact in a normative way, and yet the avodah is avas chinam. Yes, because tonight, today, Tisha B'Av is not about how you talk about others, but it's about how you feel about other people. Chevra, is there anyone here amongst us tonight who harbors animosity, anger, or hatred towards another Jew? Of course the answer is yes. Tisha B'Av is the day to wake ourselves up and to say, I'm holding back the geula if I hold on to that negativity. Tisha B'Av is the day just to say, I'm ready to let go. I don't want to fall asleep. I don't want to be here anymore. Tisha B'Av is a day when we remember all that we have lost, to ask ourselves as individuals, have we lost our way? Sometimes in life we start out with a vision, we start out with a direction, we start out with a mahalach. And then over time we just get lost. Not intentionally, but just because I stopped paying attention to the road of life. Like the Maggid says, Tisha B'Av is a day where we just have to stay awake. Stay awake to our personal realities, stay awake to our national realities, and figure out what can we do differently going forward. It's a day to swim in the ocean of tears of our people. But we don't swim aimlessly. We swim in the direction of geula. We swim in the direction of redemption. We swim in the direction of something greater. So my beloved Chaverim, I give us all a bracha that on this day of overwhelming heartbreak and sadness, may we be zochem Yirtzeh Hashem to remain awake for every moment. May we be zochem Yirtzeh Hashem to obliterate any last vestige of negative feelings that I have towards another Jew. Give them up. Let go of them. Because it's just another hurdle in the pathway of Mashiach. May we use this day to think about the lives that we are leading, the direction in which we are heading, and to awaken ourselves and ask, is it the right path? And if it's not, in the zuchos of all of the karbanos for which we will mourn, I'm ready to take a different direction. I'm ready to go in a different way. I'm ready for life to be different. And if we maximize the day in all of these directions, Who knows what could happen over the course of this day? As the Yerushalmi brings down, Mashiach is born on Tisha B'Av. And Halavai, we hope and pray, not that he's born on this Tisha B'Av, but we hope and pray that he was born many, many years ago. And perhaps if we do our part on this day of pain and heartbreak, before it's over, we'll open our eyes. We'll dry our tears. We'll be zocheh to hear the words, Anovim, Anovim, Higiya Zman Geulaschem. Those beautiful words when the Mashiach calls out to us, humble ones, humble ones. We've been humbled by so much adversity and difficulty. The Geula, redemption, has finally come. We will be zocheh Me'eretz Hashem to bury our kinus once and for all. We'll be zocheh to not just dry our tears, but have HaKadosh Baruch Hu mocha Hashem dima mi'al kol panim. To have Hashem dry our tears. We'll be zocheh Me'eretz Hashem to go to Yerushalayim, to go to the Beis HaMikdash, linked arm in arm, soul in soul, and Me'eretz Hashem ready to embrace our eternity. May we be zocheh Me'eretz Hashem to see that day. B'mehera b'yameinu. Amen.